Hi there. You're watching Pop Culture Warrior. This is the way.
Hi there. It's your second favorite DP right here, okay? No, that's Deadpool, you silly little Hufflepuff. Anyways, I'm gonna need you to shut up that pretty little mouth of yours and pay attention because the show's about to start, alright? And, I don't know about you, but I know who's my vote for sexiest ex-soldier turned pop culture show host. Alright, enough foreplay. Let's get on with the show.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Hey everybody, welcome one and all. Today is November 21st, 2023, and this is episode 152 of Pop Culture Warrior. It's the show where I stay up to date on all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture so you don't have to. I am CQ. I am your Pop Culture Warrior, and joining me tonight, is the special guest co-host. He's the OG Kid Alt himself, the man in the bubble for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. Angry Elf. There he is. There he is. Yeah, we got so I've been tinkering as I'm one to do when I'm alone in my room by myself. But let's see if this works. Here, if I click on this, let's see if it works. Hey, look! A comment pops up on the screen. Hey! Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Hey, shout out to Heath. What's up in the comments? How you doing, guys? Isn't it fancy? I know, it's almost like I've got this thing working. So say hi, give her like, yeah. It's gonna sound crazy. If y'all can, throw up some emojis. Let's see what happens. Just put some emojis into the sphere. Oh man, why isn't this one's not working? And I don't know why. But I'm gonna live troubleshoot this. Yes. So there we were. If you're watching on WTF Nation radios or anything like that, it's not working. It's only working on the pop culture stuff. I gotta figure out. Damn it! How do I make this work? I broke it already. God damn it! Oh God, I broke it. I broke it. Damn it. I got time. I got time. I can make this work. Yeah, no, I've been there's new chat features, and oh my God, you guys are awesome. If there's one. There we go. I had a So if you guys want to enjoy this feature, apparently for now until I can figure it out, go to the Pop Culture Warrior page and watch us there, because any of the chats and things there are going to be popping up on the screen and things like that. I've got to figure out how to make it apply everywhere, but so far it's just applying to the Pop Culture Warrior page. But we'll figure it out. Actually, I know how to do it. Nope. That's actually kind of genius. That's kind of genius, but no, I wish. Hold on. I think I can fix this. Hold on. If I do this, and then let's see if I do that. Oh, that's gonna. I know how to do it. Okay. Now, oh no, that's the Pop Culture Warrior one again. I don't know how to make it. No, because it's only. Oh, damn it, because you can't. You know what? Screw it. I mean, it is what it is. This is me playing with things.
55 minutes and
Oh man. By the way, I totally forgot to take Angry Elf off mute the whole time, so they haven't heard anything.
What? Are you serious?
You've just been See, this is what happens when I get distracted with new toys. I get new buttons to push, and I totally I get distracted with things, and I apologize. See.
Can you hear me now?
See, shout out to Heath here. Angry Elf has no audio. Yep, that's me. That's me. Sorry, guys.
Great. All the funny, witty things I've been saying for the last 6 minutes. Oh no. God, pure gold.
Not at all.
Oh,
so
that's why you made me your international correspondent. The pure wit of me.
So if you happen to be watching from the WTF Nation, or not the Pop Culture Warrior Facebook page, by all means, spam in a bunch of emojis, and you should see them bouncing all around the screen. Don't ask me why. I thought it was hysterical. It was a lot of fun to mess around with that. I got to figure out how to pull the other. Let's see. You know what? I can make it work.
Control Alt Delete.
F4, isn't it one of those F4 button? So let's see if I go here,
and then Control.
I go here.
F10. That should do it, right?
No. Okay. So hold on. This might work. Let's see if I can pop up this. This might do it. This might actually do it. So we'll see. Oh, look at the emojis. They're bouncing all over the screen. You guys, thanks. I appreciate that. All right. So hopefully, if I did this right, it should be working now for everywhere. I don't know. We'll find out.
That work?
Yeah, there it is. I see it. Hold on.
You see the poop?
If I click on it, let's see. There it goes. There's the poop. Poop emoji. There you go.
That was me. I did that off of Facebook.
That's right. That's right. It's working.
Or not off of Facebook, excuse me, off of YouTube. The
YouTube,
tubes.
yeah. The tubes.
Good.
The tubes
That means
are working.
YouTube's working.
Yes.
Awesome.
Again, it's one of those things I just gotta play around with until I get better at it. This is the first time I'm using these features. So
that's what she said.
Again, appreciate you guys for hanging out and bearing with me as I play with these new things. Now, to take it a step, because I wanted to take it. Look, these are emojis flying around. I wanted to take it a step further because there's a feature within the feature that I want to try, but I want to make sure everyone has access to it. So it has, so everybody knows I love to do giveaways, which thanks to a certain someone, one of our international correspondents.
Oh yeah.
We have
Did you read those yet?
German Spider-Man. Yes, I read the German comic books. We have German
you could have sat there with Google Translate.
We're gonna be giving them away. I want to give them away to you guys. So, with that in mind, we're gonna try this out. If you would like a chance to win either a German Spider-Man comic book or special guest prize, we had on the Jelly Belly guy from Creative. These are scented squishy-bills. Hidden
what
one.
scent is that? Is that is that the hidden one?
Yes, this is the lime or kiwi.
Okay.
One of them. Kiwi or lime. I don't know. One of those. And then there's a hidden one inside. So you get two in the box.
Oh, that's
so if you want a
chance
chance to win this, yes, the very tiny one. Because the other one's like massive. It's a big one. Try this. You're gonna type in the chats !join. So !, no space, JOIN. And let's see if this works. Or actually, wait a second. I gotta activate it. Shit. Hang on.
Activate it.
Don't do it yet.
My finger is hovering over the send
yet.
button.
I have to activate it. Hang on. Again, I'm just getting used to this. See, enable. Hold. And then pick a winner. Let's see. Oh, wow.
Do it.
Okay. Yep. We have 3 entrants already. So there you go. On the screen, type !join to join the random draw.
4. There's
Yes.
4.
And no matter how many times you actually enter it, it will only capture it once. So that's
unless you go to another profile.
Unless you go to YouTube, Facebook, what else? I think X or whatever the other places. So let's see. I've got 4. So let's see. What should be 1, 2.
It's really 3 because one of them
4.
is me. You're not giving them back to me.
8. Or it could be you could win the squishable.
Okay.
Let's see. See, I wonder if it's not allowing. Should be 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You see me from YouTube?
I do
see the
see you
names?
from YouTube.
Okay.
Yes. But the Facebook one's not counting for some reason. See, like this. Because it's action. So anyway, there you go. So we got 6 entrants already.
Oh, there it is. I see it. 6. Yep.
Yeah, we got 6. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 7. There we go. All right. Well, now that we've tested this out, let's see if we can get a winner. So I'm supposed to just click here and then click here.
And
Enable and customize. There it is. Okay. Select a new winner from the current entries. So I just click here and it's going to automatically draw one random winner. Boop.
And the winner is
Winner selected, the actual King Smith, ladies and gentlemen. The
Are you kidding me? He rigged this.
King Smith.
He
has
hacked your computer. You know that,
won
right?
I mean, he might have. So, okay. So now if I see I reset it, boom, I reset it. So, Mr. King Smith, the actual, if you can let us know, do you want a German Spider-Man or a scented squishable? That'll be your prize.
He
That'll be
wants
your
the
prize.
he wants the comics because he wants to catch up on the Spider-Man.
His German
Das
Spider-Man.
German.
Das
Yeah.
Das Spider-Man. He wants the Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
But yeah, so there you go. That's gonna be the new way. We're gonna be. He wants the green nutsack.
It's the green
Hold on,
nutsack thing.
to put that up on the screen. He says, "I want the green nutsack thing." So there you go. Be careful what you wish for. You will get a green nutsack thing. But anyway, that's pretty cool, right? I mean,
That is pretty cool.
These are all new features. I'm just testing them out. Big shout out to Pete, good buddy of mine, who put me on to this. It's called Chat Ninja. It's a new way to interact, and there's all the emojis bouncing around. Gotta love it. What's up?
Now, one question.
Yes.
What about the Patreon subscribers who automatically get entered in every or is this just going to be used for random like boop? I'm gonna give away my underwear for tonight.
I think that's actually a great point. That's a great point. I don't know if there's a way for me to
Permanently like
like add them in, because this collects it live. So there's no way for me to like add in those names.
Or you start doing like small things like German comic books, but then you're like, hey, I've got this really nice
we'll do traditional
whatever.
We'll do traditional the way we do it when we have big prizes. We'll make sure the Patreon people get taken care of. That's a good
Or
good call.
start just doing Patreon only, like with what you're doing with the between now and January 30th. Become a Patreon subscriber.
Yes.
And you too can win a Age of Ultron posters signed by RDJ.
Yes.
Which, if you remember the April show that you and I pre-recorded, and somebody mentioned it, and then somebody had to bleep it out.
It is what it is. It is what it is. So just as a reminder, guys, if you want a chance to win a Robert Downey Jr. signed Avengers movie poster, theatrical movie poster,
I've seen it.
You're gonna want to. It's legit.
It's legit. I by my honor.
Yes,
it is real.
It is real, and you're entered into it to win it. Anybody who's a Patreon between now and January, we're gonna give it away at the end of January. So if you want your chance to we got Mike Larson in the chat. Go big or don't go at all. There you go. That's right. Oh man. All right. Anyway, okay. So before we kick off the show proper, now that we've done playing with the new toys and buttons and whatnot,
15 minutes later.
15 minutes later. I was thinking to myself, I said, the circle is looking a little bare bones, and it's the holiday season. Thanksgiving's just a few short days away, so I wanted to spruce things up a bit. So there you go. Now, now you look festive. Now you look adorable.
I look cute.
We gotta get into the holiday spirit. Hopefully Mad Mike doesn't mind you you flowering up his circle while he's away on business.
Oh, he come on. He's gonna get all sorts of fun stuff, I'm sure, at Christmas time.
Yeah, you're gonna just don't leave any smears inside his bubble. Yeah, no fingerprints, no was it tongue licked? Yeah, fingerprint exactly. Okay, so lots actually to talk about, man. We'll get through what we can. First off, got to announce that later tonight, joining us in the second hour, we've got director of the new revenge thriller, Do Justice, the director Javier Reyna. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Javier Reyna is going to be joining us, talk about the film and his career and things like that. It's going to be a very fun interview, very interesting interview. So if you want to learn about how these movies get made, and it's got some noteworthy people in it, including a previous guest that we've had on the show. If you remember, Efren Ramirez, Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite, he plays a cop in the movie, so he's in the movie as well. I got to see an early screener of it, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it for sure. So let's see. That's that. Now on to the news. This is breaking news, and I feel like you would have something to say about this.
Uh-oh. I got a feeling I know what this is.
Over at Lucasfilms, there's some shakeups happening. Dave Filoni is now been promoted to Chief Creative Officer. So previously he was just kind of a helper. He was kind of just a, I don't even know what his title was. He was one of like the directors. He was one of the creators, writers. But go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think this is just a long overdue title. He's been doing this. I mean, look, he did. When I first realized he was alive and did stuff was when Clone Wars came out 15 years ago. But he's been doing stuff. He and Jon Favreau were the ones that brought the Mandalorian. I think this is just I think it's just to be honest with you, just a long overdue and there's been rumors that if and when Kathleen Kennedy ever steps down as president of Lucasfilm, he's one of the front runners that would
be nice. In. I mean, he was known for so long as just that animated guy. Like he was just that guy that did the animated shows, and so it's nice to give him, his due in the larger Star Wars universe. So the news was announced in a Variety Fair story today, revealing that Ahsoka creator will be much more involved in early development from now on. He'll be working alongside Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy and Head of Development Carrie Beck. He said, in the past, in a lot of projects, I would be brought into it. I would see it after they had already developed it a good amount of ways. In this new role, it's opened up to basically everything that's going on. When we're planning the future of what we're doing now, I'm involved at the inception phase. So he's going to be one of those kind of Kevin Feige-esque characters over at Star Wars and Lucasfilms and all that. Keith Miller says, all I care about is if they take KK out of the mix at all. For now, she's there. She's there for now, but we shall see.
Unless something happens, like health-wise with her or her husband, or something. I mean, like, oh, I've got to step down because I got to go take care of my husband who's got a chronic problem or whatever. I don't think she's leaving. And,
yep, exactly.
So it's just roll with it. Just I don't like KK any more than anybody else. Just deal with it.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. Comment from Jake Ford: Loki greater than Mando. Ooh, hot take. Is Loki the series better than Mandalorian? Any inside info on the way coming on Netflix? Supposed to be a sort of sequel to the Breaking Bad series. Yeah, interesting. We're gonna.
What was that?
So, Kaz says, any inside info on The Way coming out on Netflix? It's supposed to be a sort of sequel to the Breaking Bad series.
I don't know. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've heard otherwise, but I'm gonna dig into that and I'll report back. We'll report back next week on that.
Nice.
Go ahead. Answer the question. Did you think Loki better?
Are we talking? Are we spoil free or are we doing spoilers?
I mean, I think it's been a minute since the finale, so.
Okay, I think the only thing is I've heard that was it for Tom Hiddleston. Like, Ben, I don't think there's gonna be a follow up, but I think that was a pretty solid finale.
That's a bookend.
Season or series finale. Yeah.
That's a season finale, series finale, episode finale. I mean, character arc finale over 14 years. I think they did a really good job with that.
I definitely think that moment when he says, basically like, all right, I got to handle this. And he starts walking down that bridge and it just flows. You know, his suit and tie or whatever he was wearing disappears, and he's back to a Loki-esque costume, and then
the horns and all that. Yeah,
yep, the horns go
I
come out
love
and
I
everything.
love the callback to Thor 1 when he said,
Yeah.
I have to do this for you, for all of you.
Yeah.
Or I could do this for me and for all of you, something like that. That's literally what he says to Thor or to Odin as he falls off the bridge at the end of Thor 1. I could have done it for you. I could have done it for us or something like that. I mean,
I mean,
sorry, you guys in the chats are just making me laugh. See, from Greg, Loki is the best overall character in the grand scheme of things in the entire MCU. Best overall character in the entire MCU. That's
well,
saying something.
but you got to remember, there's just one thing you got to remember.
Mhm.
Tom Hiddleston played 2 characters.
I mean,
'Cause
more than
remember the
more
Oh,
than
wait, what? What's with the balloons?
with the blue. Oh, is the emojis popping up?
No, I did that. I don't know. I did something, and balloons came up. Anyways, no, the fact that he played Prime Loki until the beginning of Infinity War,
Right.
and then
He got
Thanos
choked
choked him
out.
out,
Yeah.
and then in the middle of Endgame, this variant of Loki was produced and spun into the TV show. Now,
Mhm.
yes, Loki is a very good character, and I could see it continuing in some way, shape, or form. You know, I could see I could see it in one of these future Avengers movies. You know, Thor has to go to the end of time for reasons to fix everything, and sits there and goes, "Brother, is that you?"
Yeah.
Oh, hey, brother.
I don't know. Here's my concern. I think that was
Yeah.
such a good send off for the character. I
Mhm.
mean, really, 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 in the history of movies and television, name a send off for a character, a bookend for a character, as good that also then came back later and like lived up to the hype. It's never happened.
No,
You know,
yeah.
so my concern is they had such a good send off of that character. If they try to turn around and come back and shoehorn a season 3 or bring him into the Secret Wars or whatever it is, that it's just gonna feel it's
Yeah.
just not gonna
Well,
feel
that's the same way with this. You heard the rumor that a certain elemental man might be coming back.
you're being so vague in that I'm not sure what you're talking about.
The rumor that Disney is bringing back Robert Downey Jr. to
Oh,
reprise Iron
Elemental
Man
Man.
in
I
some way,
just
shape,
put
or
that
form.
together. Just Elemental Man. Like, what the fuck is it?
Iron Man.
Hydro Man?
No.
I mean,
The-
again,
the-
it goes to like, do you ruin what was a good character moment to
the the
bring
only
some else?
way the only way I could see it working is if he came back in some way, shape, or form as holographic Tony Stark, and he's either helping Rhodey in the Iron Wars movie or something to do with Logan, or not Logan, excuse me, Morgan and Pepper, or something to that effect.
Mm.
But it's hologram Tony Stark and that armor similar to what was in the comics about, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago.
I think if you're gonna bring back Robert Downey Jr., make him a disembodied voice. Make him a new version of Jarvis. You know what I mean? But
Okay,
without because you get to pay him less, which is going to be a big win. And then you can digitally CGI animate him to look however you want him to be. You know what I mean? We don't have to, because no offense, if you've seen Robert Downey Jr. lately, he's turning into a bit of like a raisin. He's kind of like he's.
I mean, Jarvis didn't have a face until he became Vision.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. But the way that they did it, that last scene in Endgame, where he was that holographic thing, you can CGI that, and because it's meant to be CGI, it's meant to be holographic. It's not meant to look as real. You can do that, retain it, and then just have him do the voice, and Bob's your uncle. You're good to go.
Right.
So there's that. We kind of got a little sidetracked off the thing. Oh, uh, so Corey says, "Sup, buddy? I'm sitting here with my bro Rooster watching." Okay, yeah, bro Rooster.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
I like it. Good for you, man. So outside of Marvel news, because there's so much like, and I think Kaz is the one that said this. The With the writer strike finally over, with the actor strike finally over, a lot of stuff is dropping, and it's dropping very quickly. And there was also things that were announced weeks ago that we just couldn't really talk about due to the strike. For instance, Fallout, the TV show that I've been super excited about for a while now. At long last, Amazon Prime Video announced the premiere date for Fallout, which is the upcoming TV series based on Bethesda's highly popular video game series. All the way back in 2020, they revealed that it was partnering with Bethesda to develop the TV show within that universe. Since that time, filming ended up finally kicking off in 2022, eventually wrapped in 2023, just before the strike happened, which has since led fans to wonder when it was going to happen. So the good news is it was unveiled to coincide with Fallout Day, which happens each year to celebrate the Fallout series at large. Prime Video shared that Fallout will premiere next year, April 12, 2024. So very excited. If my infantry math holds up, let's see. It's November, December, January, February, March. So 5 months. 5 months. No, 5 months.
The other hand.
Until we get. And here's the log line. Set in the apocalypse. Or is it? Not gonna. Set in the future post-apocalyptic Los Angeles and world of Fallout. The series is an original story based on Fallout that will be part of the canon of the games. The series comes from Kilter Films. I don't know that one. Kilter Films and executive producers Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy, the creators of Westworld. The creators of Westworld are behind it. It will be available to stream exclusively on Prime Video in more than 240 countries and territories worldwide.
Take
Very
that,
exciting.
David Zaslav.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Cancel Westworld, and what do? They jump ship and go to Amazon and create another futuristic apocalyptic TV show.
There you go. Where nothing is what it seems. I think I might be like drinking. You guys are funny. When life gives you demons, make demonade. All right, man. Rock on.
Sure.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
I'll drink some demonade.
Speaking of things I grew up loving, there's one that I've said for a while, this could be good if done correctly. Sorry, Keith said, creators of Westworld, so it's gonna have a great first season and start of a second season and then just drop off. Possibly. Who knows? Depends.
2 out of 3 can't break down.
Post-apocalyptic Los Angeles, so shot on location. Yeah, pretty much. There you go. You got a big laugh from Angry Elf over here. Good one. So, a property that I'm shocked it's taken this long, honestly, to breathe new life into. Who remembers the classic animated, short-lived animated series Gargoyles?
Oh yeah.
Right? With Goliath.
Oh, yeah.
With Keith David's I'm Goliath. Yes. Disney is officially getting back into business of producing a Gargoyles series. Since the initial animated series wrapped up nearly 30 years ago, welcome to feeling old, the cult classic has been relegated to licensed products through manufacturers and studios outside of the House of Mouse. Now, a live action series is in development for Disney Plus. Now, though the news of the reboot was first announced by THR, The Hollywood Reporter, Variety managed to get its hands on a log line for the show, which seems to be altering some of the things from the original animated series. So here's the log line. Based on the cult classic Disney animated series, Goliath is the last of a heroic race of gargoyle warriors who once lived among mankind. Free from a centuries-long curse that turned him into stone, Goliath struggles to solve the mystery of his past while watching over modern-day New York City along police detective Elsa Maza. Which, by the way, if they don't get what's her name from not Reno 911, from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, oh God, what's her name? Shit.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember her.
They got to get her. She would be perfect for that. I mean, she's already got the detective training, and she's.
I'm going to IMDb right now.
Yes.
Hold on.
God, I hate myself because I know her name. I know. It will come out in 30. You guys are funny. How dare you?
About...
Greg Russell says pass. Greg,
you talking about Stephanie Benitez?
Beatrice. Is it Beatrice? Benitez?
Beatriz.
Beatrice.
Beatrice.
Sure. Yeah. Her. Stephanie. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, I think she'd be perfect. I think she would be perfect.
They got to bring in, what's his name? Jonathan Frakes to reprise his role as the villain.
Oh, the billionaire guy. Yes.
Yeah.
And what was her name? Was Demona. The other chick from Star Wars. Star Trek.
Oh,
she played the doctor.
No, it wasn't the doctor. It was Maria Spritz.
Yeah, sure. Her. Yes, obviously I don't know her name. Hey, listen, I love the actress. I'm just shit with names. Anybody that's ever seen my show knows I'm just shit with names. Absolutely, absolutely terrible with names. Horrible. Oblivious. So let's see. There's also the suggestion that Goliath no longer turns to stone, as it inferred that a curse is what made him turn to stone in the first place. So again, what they're gonna change for a modern day, take on this and a live action take on it. Maybe they don't turn to stone every night, and it definitely seems like. And I'm wondering, it's got to be a money thing, right? Because it'd be hard enough to make one realistic looking gargoyle in a live action series, versus a whole slew of them like in the animated show.
Then here's this. Sorry, go back to animation, and
I know, right? I think it's a good animated show.
I mean, look, they remember DuckTales? Remember the rebooted DuckTales show that came out maybe like 5-7 years ago?
Yeah.
They could do something similar to that. Just reboot it, tweak the animation style, bring in some new actors, maybe bring in a couple of the OGs.
New generation.
Yeah, I mean, but how can you do that? They had like a half dozen characters that were all gargoyles that played into it. Come on.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. You can't have a full CGI, TV show, but come on.
Sorry, Jake. He doesn't get turned to stone, but instead becomes rock hard.
Oh, I see what you did
God,
there. Disney Plus After Dark.
There's a tagline there, just waiting for it. Yes, is a great point by Captain Wayne is he says, is Disney ever going to put out the X-Men animated series that we've been promised? Coming soon.
I mean, I've got the merchandise. I've got all 6 of the figures that that they released for it. X-Men 97. I don't know. I mean, they look cool. I don't know. Supposedly it's done.
How is it any different than the old 90s X-Men toys?
A couple of different tweaks, like Storm's supposed to have. Remember how Storm for a while in the 80s had that mohawk? Yeah. So now Storm in X-Men 97 will have a mohawk. Bishop is now permanently part of the team, and instead of the mullet that he had in the 90s, he's got a short haircut. Gambit looks the same. Wolverine's the same.
Hey.
Rogue's the same. Rumor has it that Jean Grey's pregnant.
But who's the father? Dun, dun, dun.
Oh.
We got one comment for bring Howard the Duck back. Hey, man, I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
All I ask is if you're going to bring Howard the Duck back, keep George Lucas away from him.
You know what? That movie gets so shit on, the old Howard the Duck movie. I liked it. To this
You
day,
liked it because
I
Leah
s-
Thompson was in it.
I mean, that was a and she was like in a little nightie in it too. Well, when I was just a young boy, just developing and learning these feelings, I stirred a lot of emotions for me. A lot of emotion. There was also duck tits in that. You remember that? There was a scene.
Yeah,
They had like who?
Yeah.
Imagine being
it was
the
Play Duck or whatever. It was a
yeah.
knockoff of Playboy. Yeah, I remember that. I've seen that
Imagine
movie
being
too
the
many
guy
times.
that had to like create duck boobs. Like that was the whole thing. Because there's the thing where he's in his chair, or whatever, and he gets blown through the wall. And like if you go
Yep.
frame by frame, in one of them is a female duck showering, and she's
Mhm.
completely topless. Which again, it just sounds so stupid to say a puppeteered what do you call a puppet, with bare duck breasts. And then
It was the 80s.
things I never thought I'd say aloud. Bare duck
It was
breasts.
the 80s.
Yes, it's light furry porn. That might have been the birth of like furry porn. I'm just saying,
right.
there's a chance that that's where that came from.
What I need you to do right now, stop the show, go back behind you, grab your flux capacitor, put it in your car, get hit 88 miles an hour,
We're
go
going
fix
back.
that, and come back.
We're going back in full time. Listen, I don't care. I did. Wait. What do you mean? I loved Ghost. What are you talking about?
Ghost. Which
CQ loved Ghost. Oh, like the you talking about like Ghost, like with Patrick Swayze? Nothing wrong with Ghost. Is that the movie, right? Ghost, isn't that the one where he's dead and he comes
yeah,
back and they
Whoopi
do
Goldberg and Demi Moore.
Demi Moore, and they do pottery together or something like that. Some kind of weird
Yeah.
porn. Jessica
yeah, they
Rabbit.
also-
Jessica Rabbit could get some. I mean, at least she was human, kind of, right? Animated, but human.
She was animated.
I was animated when she was around. Oh God, we have completely lost the thread of. Anyway, point is, live action Gargoyles is coming. I worry.
Mhm.
Let me ask for you and for the people in the chats, what do you think? And now it can't be a major movie. It's got to be maybe a TV series that had like the best CGI when bringing like something like a gargoyle, right? So that's some type of monster, some type of character, and it speaks. So I'm trying to think, what's the best CGI I've seen as far as
CGI?
yeah, like some type of monster, some type of, and it can't be a movie, not major. We're not talking major motion picture because it's gonna be a Disney Plus live action series. So, I mean,
the only thing I can think of, but it didn't really talk, was Man Thing and that Werewolf by Night.
yeah.
But it didn't talk. But I mean, wouldn't be that difficult.
But even that, I think most of that wasn't that practical. I think they did the majority of that practical effect.
Maybe
I think they built that's why it looks so good. I'm sure they animated parts of it, but I'm pretty sure it was built off a.
When you started this question, and I immediately thought, the first thing I thought back to was that old. Do you remember that old? Must have been the 90s or very late 80s. Remember the Swamp Thing TV show?
Okay,
That was
yeah.
That was very good. I mean, granted, that was not CGI. That was all practical effects, makeup in a suit or whatnot. But that was pretty good.
Comment from Totus. Halo. What about the Halo series? They did some good CGI creatures. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I'll tell you this, and some people boo-hooed that show. It reinvigorated my my interest in Halo. I watched every episode, and I watched it when it dropped, and you know, I'm not. Sure, it didn't follow the storyline,
Right.
beat
Yeah.
by beat.
It didn't stay on like the game path, but
But
I don't think that matters when you're doing something like this.
I liked. I can't wait for the second season whenever that eventually comes out.
He says, "Great, now I have the X-Men music in my head."
Da-na-na-na-na-na. Wait,
That's
we got to
right.
stop before you get copyright strikes.
I know, right? Wah, wah. Um, let's see what else. What else we got? A couple more stories for you guys. Oh. Actually, circling back to the MCU. So someone's gonna get in trouble for this. Well, not really, but kind of. So, uh, uh, Robert Kirkman, world famous for Walking Dead, Invincible, just a bunch of amazing properties. He was recently doing a podcast, and in that podcast, he was talking about a lot of things. And Robert Kirkman's known to be a guy that kind of just speaks his mind, doesn't really think ahead.
Care.
Yeah. So in the interview, he was talking about something, and then he suddenly goes, "Oh yeah," because I think they were asking him about the MCU and what his thoughts are. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't really care." But he goes, "Oh, but my good friend Steven Yeun, who was famous for playing Glenn in the Walking Dead series, he also voices the guy in Invincible. Yeah. He goes, yeah, he's playing Sentry in that new movie." And everybody's like, "Wait, what? Because that wasn't announced." And he goes, "Yeah, he called me and he said, I just came back from costume fitting for Sentry. I guess I only do superheroes that are in yellow and blue because Invincible's in yellow and blue." Yeah. So obviously this is was huge news because there were a lot of people because Steven Yeun had been announced to be in Thunderbolts, the upcoming MCU movie, but they didn't say who. And some people speculated Sentry as a possibility, but a lot of people kind of poo-pooed it because in the comics, Sentry's this tall, buff, white, blonde-haired dude.
That was about what I was going to ask. I was like, do you think he's going to sport the blonde locks? The Sentry.
It would be weird, don't you think? Like, I don't know. I think it'd be weird. I think it'd be strange. I think it'd be a little strange.
I would buy off on it. If he does it and he rocks it, like do it Fabio style.
Just long flowing locks.
Yeah,
I don't think he has the build for it.
I would go for CGI hair.
They got just straight CGI hair. I like that. Now this is my point. Good point from Kaz here. Robert Kirkman's not going to get in trouble because Robert Kirkman there's nothing to do it. But Steven might be in hot water because if he blabbed to Robert Kirkman, Steven signed an NDA. It doesn't say you can't announce it to the world, but you can tell one of your buddies. Like, no, you have to be locked up tight about that. So Steven Yeun might be getting
but
losing some Marvel stock.
Didn't like Tom Holland drop some stuff, and then what's his face? Who's the Hulk?
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo dropped some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, but
shit happens.
It's different. I don't know. It's different.
But here's the problem. Nowadays, Marvel stock ain't that doing.
Yeah, it is. It's
just let it go, man.
Have you seen the Marvels, by the way? Have you seen the Marvels?
No. I'm a Disney Plus guy. I'm
You're gonna wait for Disney Plus? All right.
Fair enough. I mean, look,
it's not a bad movie. It's not a bad. In fact, I would say it's better than Ant-Man 3.
I waited until it came out on video.
Yeah, and it's definitely better. It's better than Thor: Love and Thunder, and it's just as good as, if not a little bit better than Eternals. So I don't think it's as bad as people are kind of busting it down to be.
Nah, it's more along the lines of like, if I'm gonna go to the movies, I'm gonna take my daughter, and if I'm gonna go, I've got to have something that she's gonna sit through. And right now, if I put her in front of the Marvels, she's gonna have more questions than me blabbing through the movie, asking like, "Where does this come from? Where does that come from?" And I'm like, "Look,
who's that? Who's that? Who's that?"
We got 2 TV shows and a movie that you have to watch before we can go to this. And I'm not putting her through that. I'll wait until Disney Plus.
Realistically, if you watch the Marvel or Captain Marvel, the first one, and you watch Miss Marvel, That's really all you really need to know. And if
You don't
even
think
that,
you need to go through and watch a couple episodes of
no.
WandaVision for Monica Rambeau?
Nah, not really, but I guess. Okay, yeah, I guess you could add in WandaVision, but like Secret Invasion doesn't. You don't need to watch that one.
No, yeah, I heard
Yeah.
that Secret Invasion was
It had
like
nothing to do with it.
it was like night and day. The different it was like two different
Furies.
Fury
Yeah,
character. Yeah,
yeah.
whatever.
So, to answer this question, Jake said, "How can we have a Thunderbolts when Thunderbolt Ross is dead?" So, yes, the actor William Hurt, who had been portraying Thunderbolt Ross, did pass away. He's been recast, and Harrison Ford will now be Thunderbolt Ross moving forward. Like, we'll see how that works out. I mean,
And but wait, Thunderbolts initially when Thunderbolts issue number 1 came out in the 90s, it had zero to do with Thunderbolt Ross. It was completely, spoiler for a 30-year-old comic. It was a bunch of villains um, playing superheroes during the Heroes Reborn crisis, where the Avengers had, or at least Cap, Iron Man, and Thor had disappeared following the Onslaught event.
yeah.
Uh,
It's going way back. And Greg says, "Isn't Harrison Ford 90?" Yeah. Yeah. I think it's going to be a lot of him
he's in
standing
his
still,
70s.
standing still and giving monologues. I don't want to break a
Well,
hip.
I mean, if they eventually turn him into Red Hulk, all he has to do is,
Voice the character.
voice act that.
Dude, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. If that does end up being the case, and like,
Mhm.
can you imagine Harrison Ford in the ADR in the booth doing the okay, and now he roars, rawr. Like, Harrison, can you give it more energy? Rawr. Like,
No,
okay.
they'll do something. They'll get that Ukrainian company that did took James Earl Jones's voice to redo the voice of Vader for the Obi-Wan TV show.
Mm.
They'll take that and do Harrison Ford's voice and change it and be like, all right, we got to make it sound more like the Hulk, you know? Roar.
I didn't kill my wife. I didn't kill my wife. Hulk,
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Get off my plane!
Get off my plane.
It belongs in a museum.
Like, what's wrong with the Hulk? I think he's having an aneurysm. So anyway, so yeah. So obviously the Sentry is coming to Thunderbolts, which again is like, that is low key, my sleeper hit. That is the one that I've been keeping my eye on, the one that I think could catch a lot of people by surprise.
I think that could be, I mean, especially what's the actress's name? Malia Belovich.
Malia Belovich. Oh, the chick that played the mom in Black Widow?
No. The new Black Widow.
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh, yeah, but her character's
Yelena.
anyways, Elena. Whatever. What did I say?
I thought I had bad. I was bad with names.
Anyways, no, I mean, like her and Bucky and the guy from Stranger Things.
You got Red Guardian. You got Winter Soldier is supposed to be in it.
Yeah.
You got the new Black Widow. You got the new Captain America, U.S. Agent. You got you got Seinfeld chick. you got Elaine leading the team. Like there's a and now you got Steven Yeun's the Sentry. I mean, there's a lot of talent in this.
It could be good.
I think it's Sinister Six, or not Sinister Six. God damn it, Suicide Squad, the Marvel version of Suicide Squad, and I think it could be a surprise hit.
Okay, shift gears. You mentioned Sony.
Sure.
Let's talk about it.
I opened the door for it. Sure.
Yep. Let's talk about it.
Okay, go for it.
Madam Web, what did you think?
I've been waiting to shit on this. I've been waiting since the day Since the day it was announced, I was like, oh my God, can they be more tone deaf to what people actually care about?
Right.
Now, having watched the trailer, let me just say, having watched the trailer, I still think it's going to be a terrible movie. But now I kind of want to watch it. I actually kind of want to watch it.
Which one's gonna be worse?
Mhm.
Craven,
Oh,
Madam Web, or Morbius?
oh man, dude. And see, so here's the interesting duality. Here's the
Yeah.
interesting thing. When Craven was announced
Right.
and who was involved and how the tone was going to be, I was actually kind of like, okay, this could work. And then I saw the
Okay.
trailer and went, oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be so bad.
Right.
But with Madam Web, it's the opposite. When I first
Yeah.
heard about it, I was like, oh God, who the fuck wants to see this shit? And then watching the trailer, I went, okay, that's an interesting take. You know, they're going young, like just before she's Madam
Mhm.
Web. And I think watching the trailer, I've watched it a few times, I actually kind of think I know the plot line of the story. So check
Yeah.
it. So she gets her vision powers, whatever. Ezekiel comes in and he's trying to kill spider people. For whatever reason, it could be some type of like, I can absorb their powers, whatever. Who knows what the fuck.
Right.
But he's trying to kill spider people. This movie is set in the early 90s.
Is it?
It is. It is.
Okay,
If you watching some scenes, they're talking on like the brick cell phones, man, and
Okay,
shit
I
like
didn't
that.
notice the break. I
Yeah.
know two certain characters are in it. And when I saw those characters, when
Exactly.
I was like, Whiskey Tango, what?
Yes, yes. So for those not in the know, Peter Parker's parents are in their characters in this movie.
Not parents, his aunt and uncle.
What? No, they're also well. Yes, aunt and uncle will be in it, but his parents will actually have a small their characters in the movie. So
I didn't see that. I saw Ben and May Parker.
yes, they're in it as well. Well, in the trailer, you see the guy talking to Adam Scott. You see him
Adam
talking
Scott
to her.
is Ben
He's playing
Parker.
Ben. Yeah, he's playing Ben
And he's a
Parker.
paramedic.
So this will this is where I think Sony is trying to do. They are laying out. This is basically Spider-Man the prequel. They're laying out the before of the Sony universe, and then it will end up ending with, you know, maybe these spider people have to like sacrifice their lives in order for Peter Parker to be, because you know, she sees the future and she sees that, you know, this baby or this kid is gonna be one of the greatest spider people ever.
Which one?
Which one? What?
Which Peter?
Well,
Are we
Peter
talking
Parker.
about Peter 1, Peter 2, Peter 3?
So you're asking which universe? I think because this is owned by Sony and this is
Yeah.
Sony's attempt to bring their whole universe together, I think, drumroll please, their Spider-Man will be Tom Holland. I actually think that doesn't mean he's the same Tom Holland from the MCU.
Sure.
I think they bring in Tom Holland to be Spider-Man in their universe because he's a Sony property, and
Right.
that's
True.
you know, I mean, they could mix it up and go a whole new Spider-Man, but I think that's a risky maneuver, knowing we still have Spider-Man. You know,
No, rewind
So-
it just a bit. Rewind it like about 10 years. I want Andrew Garfield to come back.
I mean, well, they said they're talking about bringing all the Spider-Man back for like Secret War and all that
Secret
stuff.
War,
So
yeah.
we'll see.
I
We'll
would be tickled pink and get on board if they, you know, they do the at the end post credit whatever of Madam Web and she sees into the future and it's Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa.
And
you
we
know,
see
and
you,
it-
Dominic. We see you. We know you're drunk. We know you're drunk.
Uh-oh.
It's fine.
But yeah.
Hey, Greg brings up a great point here. He says, "I have little faith. How many times have we been burned?" It's true. It's like you touch the stove and you're like ah. And you're like,
I mean,
but
you want to see the scars? You want to see how many times I've been burned by Marvel and
You want to
so?
know how I got these scars? Oh man. All I'm saying is Craven will be a hot piece of dirt, dog turd. And Madam Web, they got me on the Final Destination style, like pull, like die, rinse, repeat, die kind of thing. I'm always a sucker for that.
The only thing I've got a problem with is Ezekiel is in a spider suit or whatever. What looks like, because like the first set of comments I saw was like, Spider-Man's the bad guy in this one.
Yeah.
No, and then it's like, but
They all have spider suits.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
in the center of the multiverse, sitting there is Stan Lee, and he just hands out spider suits.
And you get a spider suit, and you get a spider suit. Which again, and I'm sure the movie will explain it all, but we do see the scenes where there's multiple Spider women, all decked out in costume, and like I always thought like the Jessica Drew suit, the black and white, was a play off the whole Venom suit. Which again, if this is, I'm not saying, yeah, I'm not, no, what was that? What's, are you throwing up gang signs? What's happening here?
No. It was if we want to go back to our comic history, the Jessica Carpenter spider suit came first.
Well, I mean, obviously, I mean the time. Yes. I'm just saying. Well, anyway, whatever. I'm just saying now. Now it's. I think too many people are going to tie it in relation to. Can you hear that water? You hear water rushing.
I hear that.
You hear that? Yeah. Anyway,
somebody behind you using the toilet?
No, there's a thunderstorm, and I have my my winder's open. My winder's open.
My winder.
My winder's open.
Winder.
Anyway, I got it. It's driving me nuts. Hang on a second. Let's see if I can.
All right. The real question I want to ask.
Come with me.
Who's played Spider-Man 2? And spoiler alert, what do you guys think of who was really Venom?
Who do we think was really Venom?
No, what do you think of who ended up becoming Venom?
I mean, I haven't played the game, so I can't really be able.
Yeah, but usually don't you watch all the game playthrough and all that stuff?
I do. But like some things I don't want to be spoiled,
So I will tell you this. It's not who it's traditionally. It's not a traditional Venom host.
Yeah, because I mean we had Eddie Brock. We had Matt Gargan.
Matt Gargan, and then Flash Thompson is
Flash
Agent
Thompson's
Venom.
the Agent Venom. I know in all the promotional stuff it was Harry, right? Harry's the Venom. That's it was kind of like for a guy that didn't follow anything, like I knew that. It was so obvious.
They straight up said it too.
Yeah.
In one of the interviews or whatever. But it was, I mean, playing the game, I played it all the way through. My daughter and I played it. The game's pretty cool. It does a very condensed version of the Venom story, like from start to finish. We'll see about the DLC, and they do tease other symbiotes to include. There's a tease of Carnage.
Yeah, well, of course you can't see that. That's the thing that bothers me, is that we had Venom for years within the established universe before Carnage was ever introduced, and now it's like it just seems like, well, if you've got Venom, you've got Carnage. Like it's like you should. They don't.
Well, yeah,
they're not a package deal.
Well, exactly. But at the same time, it's almost like the same thing with Batman and Joker. If Joker's not the first villain he fights by the second sequel, or whatever, he's fighting the Joker.
Yeah. Well, everybody has their iconic villain. The Joker, Green Goblin.
That's funny. You mentioned Green Goblin. Both in the Spider-Man game, Green Goblin hasn't shown up. There's been teases all over the place, and then also like Tom Holland, he never fought a Goblin. Well,
in the last Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Okay, yes. Asterisk.
I mean,
asterisk. He didn't fight.
He almost murdered a Green Goblin.
Right. But I take that as an asterisk. Yes, he did fight a Green Goblin. He did fight Norman Osborn. I'm talking about
From his own
somebody
universe.
from his universe.
Sure.
You know, and that's something I want to see the next. Though I loved it. Don't get me wrong. Don't take what I'm about to say as anything against No Way Home. I loved No Way Home. I want to see if we really do get a second Spider-Man trilogy with Tom Holland. I want to see the MCU's version of the Green Goblin.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
in his, how they would, I want to see something with purple and green and a lot of cackling and smoke and pumpkin bombs and
Let me ask you
batarangs
this.
and all that.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
this. Are you on the side of like physical mutation where he's literally the goblin, or are you on the side of more like technical, it's a hood, it's a dime $5 mask put on, or is it
Yeah.
are you in the technical, like he builds like the battle suit from Spider-Man
No,
1?
I want something like he's drinking the goblin serum, and he's wearing
Like
some
just
form of a
a
mask
suit?
and
Yeah.
purple hood, riding around on his goblin glider.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, guys, we're going to take a short break. Our guest is here. So when we come back, we're going to be speaking with director. Oh, my God. I drew a Javier Reyna. We've been talking so much stuff. I completely had a brain fart there. All right, guys. We'll be back with more. Angry Elf, you going to hang out with us afterwards?
Yes.
All righty. Well, then we'll see you guys after the break. Sure.
You're listening to the sounds of WTF Nation Radio.
Hey, you there? Yeah, it is right, you. Let me ask you something, alright? Where the hell do you think that you're going? Oh, would you think because the show's going to commercial that means you get to just walk away? Well, CQ asked me to pass on the little message, alright? And it says, I'll be back.
After all I've done, do you love me now? Do you love me now? After all I've said, running through your head, do you love me now? Do you love me And if I told you everything, I bet you cry and run away. 'Cause with all the lies I keep, made you believe this was me. The truth is I am not at all who I preach myself to be. And I deserve to be alone. And I'm alone here with me. And after all I've done, do you love me now? Do you love me now? After all I've said, running through your head, do you love me now? Do you love me now? And if I told you everything, I wonder if you would believe that with all the ways you've tried, I couldn't change my selfish needs. And with endless love from you, and I took for granted everything. And I deserve to be alone here with me. After all I've done, do you love me now? Do you love
watching Pop Culture Warrior. The force is strong. They have the high ground.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I got you, man. 100%. Oh, man. Oh man, what a welcome to the show. Thank you for being here, Javier. I love you coming from the green planet, whatever planet you're on. No, it's awesome. We're gonna have some fun with the green screen later. So first question I want to ask you, I ask all of our guests, what, if any, is your military connection?
Well, my military connection comes actually through my wife's dad. And it started because we needed insurance. And she goes, we can use USAA. I'm like, what is USAA? And then I found out what USAA was. And I go, I want some of that. So anyway, we had married, and her father was part of World War II in a very small way. Her uncle was definitely seeing some action in World War II. So it was World War II connections, the stories, that's what I hear. That's it. The stories I hear. You know, the old guys who won by a Toyota, and, you know.
Hey, those guys are very important. We appreciate their service. So, you know, let your wife know we appreciate her family's service, and it's awesome, great connection to have. So, you know, here at the show, we're always talking about pop culture. what we geek out about, whether it's movies or TVs or toys or games or music, whatever it is. Outside of your passion for filmmaking, what do you geek out about?
Watching Messi play soccer.
Oh, okay.
That's what I wanted to do when I was little, and so I grew up. I can have given up on soccer, and then I watch this kid play for the last 15 years, and still get goosebumps. So that is the other distraction I get, other than watching movies or writing movies or trying to make movies. Most of my time is spent on trying to make movies. It's like 5 years, so I can direct a movie for 18 days.
Right. That's incredible. Out of curiosity, how do you feel about Messi playing in Miami right now?
Oh, well, it's funny because I was very excited because I'm never gonna go to Barcelona. I'll be able to go pay $500 tickets and fly over there. So I go, okay, he's in Miami. It's not in Seattle where I am, but it's in Miami, right?
Close enough.
Well, now the tickets are $2,000.
It would have been cheaper to fly over there to get.
They went from $30 to up like $300, $400, $600 for the crappiest tickets on back to the next to the pigeons. But it's been fun seeing him come. And obviously, I love soccer, so anybody that gets excited about soccer, it gets me excited. And I saw what went on in Miami, and I'm like, it looks like a great thing going on over there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So give us a little bit of background before we dive into this movie. Just your history, kind of where you came from, and kind of how you got into the filmmaking business.
I actually was born in California, in Glendale, California. My parents had moved up here from Mexico, basically to have me, because they didn't want Pop to know what was going on with the flower child. And so I was born in California. And then eventually my parents, talked to their parents, and they moved back. So I grew up in Mexico. And my mom was just a film addict. And she will take me to the movies at least 3 times a week. And she will do it in these double shows where you pay 1 ticket and see 3 movies, And sometimes that was Ben-Hur and the 10 Commandments back to back. And I will be 5 watching those things. So I did that for a long time. And then when I was 11, she snuck me to watch Jaws. She totally snuck me out. I wasn't allowed to get in. And I remember she passed me like this behind the guy checking the tickets. And I just, that blew my mind. I'm like, I don't know what it is. I don't understand what's happening to me, but I want to do that. And I went out and went straight to Sears, where Sears used to sell records and cassettes. And I bought the John Williams cassette. And I listened for hours, and I started drawing the images. And I wanted to do is just, I don't know. I couldn't explain what it was, but it was just what I feel like. I love that. But I went through upside downs of forgetting about it and all that stuff.
Sure. So immediately were you drawn to the idea of filmmaking, like the magic of making the movie? Because I know I've talked to some actors, and they'll say the same thing, right? I saw the movie, and I saw this person, and he was becoming someone else, and like I wanted to do that. So for you, was it about the characters or the just kind of the magic of the movie?
Always about the characters. You can have great movies, but they can't be great without great characters. And I just remember those 3 characters, Chief Brody and Hooper and Quinn, and the dialogue, even though it was subtitled, for me, it was all subtitled at that point. I didn't speak any English back then because I was so little. And I was just taken by the characters, and I wanted to be Hooper, and I wanted to know what it's like to be an oceanographer, and where do I sign up for that? Because it must be exciting. And then you watch another movie, Backdraft, and I want to be a fireman now. And I started thinking, I think what I like is the idea of pretending and doing these stories. And then I went to take some drama classes, and the instructor told me, dude, this is not for you. You gotta try somewhere else. And then I thought it might be directing and creating my own thing until I was 17. I got to be in a set in Mexico for a movie, and I was an extra. And I saw the cinematographer and the director stressing out you know, chain smoking and freaking out about everything. And I remember thinking, oh, fuck that. I'm not doing that shit. It just looked too stressful. And I saw the actors and the actors were just tired, also in a couch sleeping because they work all night somewhere else. And us, the extras, were just chilling, eating shit. I'm like, I'm just gonna be an extra. But the job of the director and the DP, I remember thinking, that looks like shit. That looks miserable. And then I spend the rest of my life trying to do that.
It's something about it, man. It's stuck to you, and it called to you. Is it as miserable as you remember it? As you remember, are you chain smoking?
Yes, but it's weird. It's a little masochism, a little bit. It's like when I'm on the spot, I'm just sucking it all up. I'm not laughing. I'm not smiling. I'm on a monitor, but I'm talking to the actor, and anybody talks to me, I'm off. And I forget to eat. I own 10 Cokes a day during production. And then I'm waiting for that moment. In the movie, there is a scene where I'm going to start plugging the movie. Sorry.
Sure, please.
As the point is, there's a scene where Santiago talks to Kellan in the interview room, and they come a little bit of a heart to heart. And Max asks him directly, you know, what will you do if something happened to you? And then you see the response, I'll be like, and the anger, and I go, and I start seeing the magic of the feelings coming out because my friend looks so friendly and happy and perky all the time, and you start seeing the darkness coming out of, and that's when I'm watching that scene, and then I'm starting to feel like a high, and it's over, and I feel exhausted. So it's when you look back, you're like, oh, that was fast. Did I enjoy it? I don't know, but I cannot need more of that.
Like I don't know if I enjoyed it, but I definitely did it. I did do it.
I know.
And now I need more.
Apply to the sad thing is, if you take me out of context, that could sound really wrong for many, many reasons.
Sure.
But I'm talking about exclusively making a low budget movie.
We'll fix it in the post. We'll cut some stuff together, and we'll make it really work. So okay, so let's talk a little bit about Do Justice, because I watched it. It's a wonderful film. I got a lot of feelings. Obviously, I'm a big, superhero movie, and so there's just kind of like elements of that, almost like the Punisher, right? Like the punishing the bad and kind of thing, and fighting for justice and these things, and so I enjoyed it greatly. So let's start from the beginning. Kind of what inspired you to write this movie and to direct this movie? For people, it's a revenge thriller about a former, I think, was he Navy or Marine? Marine who hunts down the gang that kills and kidnaps his wife and daughter. What inspired you to write and direct this?
It was easy. The name was Adam Lanza. When I heard that Adam Lanza had gone into a elementary school in Newtown, Connecticut, Sandy Hook, and did what he did. I had at the time little kids. This is 10 years ago. They were 11 or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, but I had little kids, and I would take them to school every day. And right after that happened, I saw the little kids playing in the yard. And when they're little, they hold hands to go to the bathroom. They put them in a line. And it was so sweet. And I just started bawling, man. And it just bothered me. And I'm like, I feel so useless. You can't do anything about it. And the fucker killed himself, so you can't even get a pleasure of punch him in the. I don't know what it is. And then I kept thinking, it could have been my kids, and because it could have been my kids, that means it could have happened to me in this nice neighborhood too, where I was, which I felt very safe. But again, everybody in Sandy Hook felt very safe. And what would I do to happen to me? Would I be one of those parents that like, I'm all about love and forgiveness and I thought, I don't think I could come back from that. I don't know why. Maybe it's just survival of a species. I don't know, but I feel like I will definitely lose my shit. But then, I'm not Batman. I don't have any skills. I don't know how to fight. What am I gonna do? Go and blow somebody's tire? But I remember having moments in my life where I was so angry, I wanted to hurt somebody, and I go, maybe I go, start fucking tired. You just get all these thoughts, but you don't act on them because you're an adult and you're like, fuck it, right? You gotta let it go. And then, but at that point, I was like, well, what if I didn't let it go? And that's where the movie came from. And then it was his character, or could I be restrained, like feeling the same thing I'm feeling, like probably Detective Santiago feels like. I would like to do all this shit. I'm a fucking cop and I gotta follow these fucking rules and all these things. Or would I lose it like the other guy? So I kind of that's where they came from. I don't even know where he was going at that time, you know.
Right.
I just kept going with that flow. And then what would hurt me more, and then the character of Jeff Fahey came out. And then once I had those two, yes.
No. I said that it's a
I'm
great point. No. I'm not. I love it because you can hear the passion in the voice of people that like excited about their work, and it gets me off. I love it. So no, you have all these great characters, right? Because you've got Max, who's this, first of all, gorgeous guy. I mean, very handsome, chiseled, and you're like, okay, I can see ex-military. You know, he's got the vibe. But when we first meet him, he's very, he's quiet, unassuming. You know, it was like a real estate agent or something like that. And so you're like, okay, this is just a lawyer, normal guy. And then, you meet this cast of characters and kind of tying back into what you said earlier about just how the characters make the movie and the scenes. And first off, I have to say, the villain, Ellis, man, that guy, whoo, I mean, just chewed up every scene he's in. Like, I was all about it. Every scene he's in, I'm like fully dialed in. Like, because like,
interesting, yeah.
Please tell us more about it, because my thing was, I never knew where he was gonna go, like, because he such a range. It was wild to watch.
Well, it was easy because I've seen plenty of bad guys, and I always think that a good movie is a movie where the bad guy is more interesting than the good guy. And you use examples in The Line with Fire with John Malkovich.
Yeah,
it's fascinating. The Dark Knight, that's why the Joker is so amazing.
Yeah.
So I just definitely didn't want a guy in a black suit yelling at guys to kill somebody or to run or to go get him. Yeah. So I go, let's make this guy somebody who's a little more mature. And now he's trying to enjoy the money and the corporation, because it's also sort of a corporate ladder. You start here, El Chapo started here and ended up being at the top, right? So Chapo was like the CEO of the company. So I go, but I don't think it's that easy. How would that happen in the modern world? So I go, well, maybe he's got a boss who micromanages and talks some shit like we all did. I sold cars. I was treated like shit. So I go, it'll be interesting, a guy who's so angry and so vengeful and so experienced and has to take shit from this lady.
No,
he was just holding, all the anger inside.
Yeah, it's so good, man. Like, cause there's moments where you're like, oh, he's very quiet and reserved, and he's poised, and there's a scariness about him because he's so just held together. And then there's just moments of these outbursts that are just like, whoa, that makes it even more scary. It's probably one of my favorite villains of the year. I really dug his performance. And so, speaking about characters, how do you approach, because this is something I've always been very fascinated about, how do you approach the casting process, right? What qualities are you looking for when you have a vision of these characters in your head and you want to bring them to life with these actors? What are you looking for?
Well, let's say, let's try to think of something. Right now, for instance, I'm working on a film called American Revision. I finished writing, it's ready to go. And it's a time travel / death wish kind of situation. It's fun, it's adventure, and it's like a roller coaster. So I had just worked with Kellen.
Mm.
So I had this idea for this movie, and okay, well, let's say Kellen is this professor. So how would Kellen say these things? How would it come out of his mouth? And maybe he likes a different character, but I got, you know, he's pretty centered. He doesn't go this way, this way. So how do I push him to go this way? And I start writing the character, thinking how he would talk. The character has a partner who's a lady, and I was trying to figure out, okay, what do I want this lady? And then I was remembering, oh, you know what? There's a show Netflix called The End of the Fucking World, which I liked a lot. Yeah. And especially in the second season, this girl, Jessica Barton, is in that show. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, that's her. That's the character I need. So I put him in the role with a British accent, and it started, and then all of a sudden I kind of let her just ramble. And I started talking conversations, and then I had to go back and cut down shit. But I tried just to see what else will come out of her mouth if it was her talking. And that's kind of good. I don't follow rules, I wasn't an intellectual. I didn't go to college to write. It just came out of the need of, I got to write something, or I'm never going to make a movie, because nobody's offered me to do anything. Nobody's saying, hey, you want to direct my movie? So I had to write. So I don't have the experience to do it properly, the 3 acts and all that. I just try to write a movie that I want to watch.
Right.
I go, that will be great. Kellen and Jessica did this and did this movie. That will be so much fun to watch. And that's how I, and then I go, I need a supporting role. Oh man, somebody like Giovanni Ribisi or Paul Giamatti will be so cool. And then I pick one and I start writing, how would Paul Giamatti say these things? And then the actor will come out, and then I won't share, Paul Giamatti will say it like this, because that will be saying, fuck you. I bring an actor, let's say Jeff Fahey, and then he reads it, and then he interprets that way, his own way, and then he goes and poof, delivers. That happened with Jeff, because for Jeff, I actually had somebody else in mind.
Right.
And then that person got COVID, and then Jeff came and took over the role.
Wow.
And I came to talk to Jeff, and I go, hey, Jeff, let me tell you about the role. He goes, I already read the script. So here, I read, the description was good. I get this. And I go, okay, but you don't know what I wanted. I sat there and we said action. The guy does it. I'm like, oh my God, he's so good.
So you're saying there's situations where you have an idea of what you want, and then the performance is elevated. It's heightened more than what you want.
Well, of course. Make me look good.
He did a bang up job. So speaking of some of the actors in there, a good friend of our show, he's been on our show, Efren Ramirez is in the movie. Oh. He plays the cop. He's been on the show. Efren he's a character, like just the guy himself. I mean, so full of energy. And something that struck me, I guess, because I've conversed with him, man to man, like this character that he's playing is so pulled back. It's so withdrawn. It's so depressed cop at the end of his rope, kind of just like fucking fuck it. I don't care. I just don't. And it's so against his type, I guess, as a person.
Yes, exactly.
Did you like, how was that managing that on set, right? Like, no, more depressed. Like, how did you get him to get there?
He's a hard worker. To get to that point, I'm the kind of person, I write a script and then I have another idea and I go clean it and I send you a new script a week later. And then everything I fix, I want to make sure you have the latest thing. And that will drive him crazy, because from the first script I sent him, one day he went like this, and he has like a writings everywhere. No, it's a question mark. So it was his Bible. And when I saw it, I'm like, that's creepy. I mean, he had so much shit. It was like a stalker kind of work there. And then when he got to Seattle, because he's in LA, he went out walking, talked to people, talked to cops, talked to homeless people, just to get a feeling of, because never been in Seattle. So by the time we were shooting, he's like, dude, I already know all these guys. I went to eat over here. So, and again, those things are as a director and a writer, I go, thank you for caring for realism. And I don't know, a lot of people thought it will be just trying to get the comedy in. There was more comedy in the movie. There's less than I wanted. Actually, I wanted to be a little more of a 80s retro Lethal Weapon, but they wanted more of a serious tone. But we had a lot more scenes with a friend where with his own personality just chuckles you, like when he found himself in his car by the airport. Very simple scene. He wakes up and he doesn't have to say anything, but you look at him, you're like, God, he gives you something. But then when he talks to his wife, you see that big heart wanted to come home.
Yeah.
And then we'll finish the scene and he'll go and vomit.
Wow.
I mean, he was like sweaty, and I mean, he will give it all. Every scene he did, he gave it 100%.
Wow. That's incredible.
So I'm glad, because I loved working with him.
Yeah, he's for sure a character. We have people in the chats that are like, he is definitely not the depressed type. He's full of life, full of energy. The sign of a really good actor. That's what people. Which, by the way, guys in the chats, if you have questions for Javier, please put them in, and I'll make sure to ask. He's so giving of his time, and he's answering all of our questions. So some of the there was some really cool action in the movie, right? There's some sword fighting, there's some gunplay, there's some car stunts. What was it like for you kind of creating all those actions and the action scenes and the stunts? Maybe what were some of the challenges or risks that were involved in making them happen?
The biggest challenge is it starts always with the budget, because it tells you how much you can go. So when I had the idea of our character throwing the little handgun, the grenade into Vasquez's feet, I wanted to blow out a building. And they told me I couldn't do it because this was a historic area in Seattle.
Sure.
And obviously we're not going to do that. So I said, well, what is the best thing we can do? Well, how about we open the door, we use an air cannon for some debris, blow it out, and then we can put in post some flames or something like that. Oh, all right, well, is that the best we can do? Yeah, let's do it. And they go, well, the city doesn't want us to throw anything in the street because it's not going to be good. And then the homeless people are going to go crazy because they're back there. Oh, so I had to do a little CGI, but that's not going to look so real. So those are the things you're like, but it's really out of your hands sometimes. And then you try to, find something else that might make up for that. And regarding the action sequence, there's not a lot of action in the movie, and that's purposely because I don't feel very comfortable with action. I feel a lot more comfortable with emotional bits. But the movie needed to have some action, so I wanted to create more of a, not so much as a suspense, but something that keeps you thinking, where is this going and how each one is handling. It was for me more about the characters and the plot itself.
Yeah.
I wanted to spend time with each one of them. This is what it's like with this guy, this is life with this guy, this life with this guy, rather than the whole plot of who did what.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think we see that because, and again, I don't want to spoil anything in the movie, but the gang are definitely made up of very eccentric characters. They are like, I can't narrow it down, right? We've got male, female, we got white, black, like it runs the gamut. They're all psychotic in their own specific way, which is very interesting because it was like an onion. I kept peeling back layers. I'm like, oh, this person's really crazy. Okay. And I see they're into this kind of thing. Oh, okay. How do you balance when you're writing this stuff? How do you balance that emotional, the emotional scenes, with like the psychological, right? Because there's violence. There's very, very violent and the subject matter, we're talking about kidnapping kids and selling organs, right?
Organs.
So how do you balance all that?
well, for instance, in the case of those guys, first, I didn't want to go again with generic uh, henchmen. I figure everybody's somebody. Everybody has their own issues. Even if you're working for a gamma, you must be somebody. So as we were casting, I just found people that were interesting for different reasons or whatever they brought to the audition. One example is Chelsea Lopez. She came and she read the character, and she goes, "Is it okay if I try this? Is it okay if I can?" And she wanted to do her own clothes, and she got there to the set and started cutting her clothes, and she came out with it. You can see she's got like a pink turtleneck cut around her boobs. And I'm like, honey, this is not that kind of movie. You don't have to do that for me. You know, I want you to dress whatever you want. I thought the producer, somebody told him, "Oh, you gotta show something," and she goes, "No, no, 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 I like it. I feel confident. I want to wear this." I go, "All I'm saying is you don't have to." She goes, "Oh my God, you're the first director who doesn't want me to show my boobs." I gotta have to. I'm just saying is you can know what you want. You just don't have to do it. And then she went ahead and started cutting these clothes. And every outfit you see, she took it from our custom department and kind of put it together the way she thought she looked cool. And she rocked every outfit. But she's fucking crazy too.
Yeah. You're
She's
very much
insane.
for people that know like Harley Quinn, very just off the like completely disassociated from reality, kind of crazy. And I love that was part of the character that I did love, that you could tell like this is a person that's made their own clothing. Like this is a crazy person.
And again, as an actress, man, she will be with her headphones. She had a playlist specific for this role. And she will say, "Just tap me in the shoulder when I'm ready, when you're ready." And I go, "Action," take the headphones and boom. So working with focused actors, obviously that's a gift because then I can just sit back and just let them do their thing. They don't want to be told what to do, and I don't want to tell people how to act. I don't know how to act. How am I going to tell them? So these guys just let them do their job.
Yeah. That's that. They're the actor. There. I mean, as the director, you are trying to get a certain thing out of them, but you got to let them do their process, I guess, is what it is.
Yeah. Somebody told me one time, you know what directing is? Fixing all your fuck ups during casting. And that stuck to me. I go, okay, yeah, because if you cast well, chances are things might go pretty smooth.
I like that. I've been doing this for many years, and there's very few times where I had like I like that. That's a great saying. I'm gonna keep that one. I'm gonna pocket that one. We did have a comment from Kaz. He says he saw Junk Drawer and he cried like a child, and he just wanted to say you do incredible work.
Okay, thank you, because that's a dark horse. Wonder, is he from Indiana?
Right, okay, Kaz, let us know if you saw it because you're from Indiana. Military people, we bounce all over.
It was a short film I did from a professor who was very frustrated with the high school system, and he had something where I call it the junk drawer, where kids in high school, they're not very successful either because they're trouble or family or something, but they still kind of pass the grade. They give them passing grades to move it along because they need to make room for the ones in the back. So that's when I figure they put them in a junk drawer. That's what they're doing. We do it later. That's what you do. One might do that, I'll do it later. And that's what that movie is. A short film written by one of these professors. And it was very, but it was sad. It was sad.
Yeah. He did say he's from
Illinois.
He's from Illinois, so there you go. Close enough.
Yeah.
So you brought up a great point that I wanted to ask about. So with a film like this, and I know it was released by, I think, with Saban Films. How do you go about when you're writing this and you're like, okay, I want to bring it to life? How do you go about funding it and distributing it and like what's that process like for you?
Honestly, I was just doing the same thing I've been doing for years, which is write a script and send it out. Somebody will like it, and I've done it for years. I did it with Region Rat. Region Rat was optioned several times. I spent 10 years trying to make it for $2-3 million, and then eventually talked to the book's author, and I said, I can't do this anymore. So I'm driving Uber. Let's put some money together. I call a cousin. I call somebody. We put like $50,000 and made the movie. So I was planning that I was gonna try to get, I don't know, $100,000 and make this movie. And then I sent the script to Moctezuma Esparza, who I knew for several years, and I kept pitching him stuff through years, but nothing really have worked out. And then he says, I'm gonna take a look at this, and I'm just joining this company with this guy, and that was Elias Axume, the producer. And Elias read the script and looked at the project. He goes, hey, I like it. I think we're gonna do it. And I was, I'm like, yeah, sure, okay, we're gonna do it. So like, here's the contract. Yeah, here's your fucking contract. Yeah. I didn't believe it until all of a sudden, like, oh, we are making the movie, and we had to wait because obviously they had other projects. So it was June last year. I'm like, is it really gonna happen? So, because it could be the last minute and it still could fall apart.
Sure.
So, yeah, that's the process, really. Just write it and let's hope that somebody who has the know and the how and the who can get it done.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard. I have a couple friends of mine that are writers in Hollywood and things, and like they've said, oh, I was on a project and we were doing scouting locations, we're doing casting, we're doing fitting, and then it's gone, and it doesn't exist anymore.
It happens all the time, and even after shooting for a few days, and it's over.
Oh man, I can't imagine, putting so much of yourself and the heart. Like, I had someone tell me, it's like you said, it's very sadomasochistic, where it's like you're constantly hurting yourself because it's a business of rejection, right?
Oh yeah, oh yes. It's been, I've taken so many. I don't think I could be an actor for that reason as well. Because for an actor, I mean, if you go to 20 auditions and you nail one, you will be doing better than anybody else. But you have to just keep going. And it's not like people say you hear no's. You don't hear anything. They just go, thank you, we'll see you later. And you walk away. Like, did they like it? Did I do this 20 times a day? Oh God, I don't think I could do that.
It's the lack of closure, right? That's what it is. Right? Like, I would rather someone tell me, hey, you're not what we're looking for. I'd rather that than just nothing.
Yeah, because all you're gonna hear eventually is somebody got it. But, and I always tell this to young actors, whoever casting director was there did see you. So still do your best audition, because the next time she might go, not this guy, but there was that guy last time. I don't know how often it happens, but it has to happen. I mean, if I was a casting director, that's what I would do. Remember who's good, who can I recommend, stuff like that. So
yeah,
it is, the rejection is the hardest thing for everybody. That's why not everybody makes it. Those actors or stars, at a certain point they cut a break, but they have to take all those doors in their faces.
Yeah. So for something like Do Justice, when you're writing it, so we understand, where the inspiration came from and things. What are some maybe influences and references that you kind of use for making it, right? What do you? There's a lot of revenge thrillers out there, right? What is it that you wanted yours to kind of stand out from the rest of them?
I wanted to have characters. I wanted to have a character that maybe somebody will say, I want to watch the movie again. There was this character I liked. That's the only reason sometimes I watch movies again. It's never the plot. It's always like, I want to see, oh my God, remember that guy? Like I was talking to Dermot Mulroney, which has been in so many movies, and sorry, I'm gonna have to plug these things in. And I was talking to him about Schmidt. He plays this character called Randall, which is a waterbed salesman. And the guy is so amazing. He just blows your mind,
Yeah, it's incredible. What, I guess, there's obviously some pretty heavy themes in this, in child trafficking and obviously the gang violence and all this. Is there a certain message that you're hoping people kind of walk away with it? Is this a movie that you're just hoping, okay, we unplug, we enjoy the ride and it's over, or do you want something to kind of stay with the viewer?
Well, one thing that I make a point is with the three of them is the three of them were parents, and two of them had losses,
Mm.
and each one handled it very differently. But something that really stuck to me was that conversation that Kellen has with a friend. Then it's when a friend says, I'm always busy, but when I'm with my kids, it's all quality time. And Kellen, at that point, Max, at that point, the character, he realizes that it's just all bullshit. It's kids want to be with you every day. Even parents are assholes. The kids always want to be with them. Your kids need you. They don't need that quality fancy time. They just need you around.
Yeah.
And I was lucky because I had such a shitty career. I was a stay-at-home dad. That's why I'm old. I'm still a late bloomer, but I mean, I saw my kids going to elementary school every day. Took them to school, walking back, had all the stuff that so many people don't get.
Mm.
And then when I did Region Red, then I learned more about how these kids live in some areas where it was especially harder in the 90s before the internet, where these kids have just nothing to do, no dreams. They're in a little town, they feel trapped. And if you make it to work at McDonald's, that will be amazing. And again, when I researched Region Rat, and I realized that so many kids are too young to be on their own without parents really guiding them. Either the parent is broke and he's working 3 jobs, or they're addicts somewhere and they don't pay attention, or they're too rich and they don't pay attention. But all that area from Gary and the way he was spreading all that life, I thought it was really sad. And then as I showed the movie, people tell me, oh my God, there's a section in Pittsburgh just like that. There's a section in Hammond, Canada, just like that.
Yeah.
Like the problem was that, parents, sometimes we drop the ball really bad. And I think that causes a lot of it. We can blame teachers and everything, but I think we drop the ball a lot.
No,
So I would like to say, people, spend time with your kids. There you
that's
go.
a beautiful message. Beautiful message. I've got a 6-year-old. I have to remind myself all the time that, look, we work. We got to work to live. We don't live to work, right? You gotta enjoy the time that you have. Give us a tease. What are you working on now? What's on the horizon? What's in the future? What can we look out for?
Well, I got American Revision, which is the time travel I told you. I have The Room Above, which is a movie I've been writing since '96. It was partially based on a book by Emile Zola called Therese Racan. And I adapted it, and then I didn't like it because it was very Shakespearean. Everybody dies with poison or some shit. And I wanted to have a little more American feeling. And then I wanted to do this. And again, I started thinking about characters. So it's a murder drama. It's a really serious, kind of like in the bedroom kind of murder drama. Serious. Then I have another psychological murder drama about a sane guy caught in an insane asylum in the 60s, and he can't leave. That's another one. And then I have a comedy. So I got shit coming out of my butt. It's just about getting it done. But I got stuff.
Lots of stuff. Well, you got to make sure you come back so we can promote all the other stuff. Like I said, I really enjoyed Do Justice. I love a good action movie. I love a good psychological, a thriller. It had a lot of elements of all the things that I love, and the characters were great. The writing was great. Just truly a wonderful film, and I hope people go out and check it out. Javier, man, thank you so much for taking the time. I hope you had a good time. I hope you're gonna come back again in the future, bud.
Thank you so much, guys. Well, if I come back, it's because you invited me, because I made another movie. So I hope I do. And thank you for the time. Thank you for watching the film. And for anybody who wants to watch the film, it's coming up on the 24th, and pretty much everywhere, and even some theaters in LA, New York, and Chicago. And just thank you for watching. And feel free, please, if you watch the movie, write a critic. Go to IMDb or Amazon. I don't care. I don't care if it's bad. If you don't like it, well, let me know. That way I know, okay, that sucked. People won't like that. But if you just let the famous guys tell you the movie's not good, it's good, I want to hear what you guys think.
Yeah, hear from the people in the street.
Yeah.
Do you do any social media? Can people follow you? Can people interact with you?
I have an account on Instagram. It's 1964 Films. 1964 Films, Instagram. That's
There
it.
you go. There you go.
I'm a dinosaur, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
just
Smart.
I'm really using
Smart. No, it's all shit. It's all negative shit. So you're smart. Stay far away. Trust me. But all right, guys, this has been Javier Reyna. Go check out Do Justice everywhere. November 24th, and we'll definitely have him back in the future when he has more stuff to talk about. So once again, thank you, and we're gonna toss to a quick break, and we'll be back with more show right after this.
Thank you, everybody, for the service.
And I'll let you go ahead. I'll give you 2 seconds here to just get your piece.
I mean, I obviously my whole heart and respect to every member of our military, and thank you for everything you do. Thank you so much.
Man. Nah, we appreciate you, bud. All right, guys, we'll be back with more right after this. Shots.
You're listening to the sounds of WTF Nation Radio.
Hey, you there? Yeah, it is right, you. Let me ask you something, right? Where the hell do you think that you're going? Oh, would you think because the show's going to commercial that means you get to just walk away? Well, CQ asked me to pass on the little message, alright? And it says, I'll be back.
After all I've done, do you love me now? Do you love me now? After all I've said, running through your head, do you love me now? Do you love me And if I told you everything, I bet you cry and run away. 'Cause
You're watching Pop Culture Warrior. The force is strong. They have the high ground.
Okay, I remembered to come off mute this time. Before we go any further, only because I felt like I have to, I was on mute for the intro. So this is for posterity. This is for A, for me to get it out, and B, because when I go back to edit this episode, I'm going to put this in the beginning. So I'm going to intro him as if we're about to do it. So hang on a second. And scene. Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Pop Culture Warrior. I am CQ, and I am so excited for my guest today. My guest tonight is a writer and director of the new movie Do Justice, a new revenge thriller that follows a former Marine who hunts down the gang who killed his wife and daughter. He's also the creative force behind the award-winning feature film Region Rat, a film that has been praised for its authentic and raw depiction of adolescence in the Rust Belt. He is a filmmaker who's been making films since he was a teenager and has directed award-winning short films Junk Drawer, Legwork, and Scripter, with a passion for storytelling and a flair for creativity, which is definitely showcased in his latest film, which features some impressive action scenes and stunts. It is my absolute honor to introduce to you our incredible guest for tonight. Please welcome to the show, the amazing Javier Reyna, everybody. Yay! I hate myself for having to do that. All right, guys, with that done, let's bring back our friend, Angry Elf, everybody. Yay! Hey, buddy.
And scene.
And scene. I'm such a good actor. I'm such a good actor.
You should get an Emmy. I'm gonna put you in for an Emmy nomination.
Yes.
Wait. Aren't the podcast awards coming up soon?
You know what? We don't talk about the podcast awards here. We don't.
Wait a minute. I voted and I created several accounts.
We don't talk about. We'll talk offline about the pod. I have feelings about the podcast awards.
Okay.
We'll
Anyways,
talk,
moving
we'll
on.
talk offline about that. Anyway, look, Javier, what a nice guy. Like real quick, just give it up for the guy. Like
Absolutely.
the quintessential. It's so crazy because I had this conversation. I think it was yesterday with somebody where we were talking about like, man, it sucks because like we have ideas to do this and we have ideas to do that, and like, but nobody's gonna give us the money. Nobody's gonna back us to do this. And here's the guy's like, look, nobody's offering me to direct shit, so I'm just gonna write my own shit. I'm just gonna write a movie and fucking throw it out there, and then fuck it, like somebody will buy it, and like that's the American dream right there, man. Like
there it is.
You want it? Go out and fucking make it happen, right? Like
it's like that scene. Fine, I'll do it myself.
I'll do it myself. Exactly, man. Yeah. So much kudos, and for a guy who's like already been, he's had awards for other feature work and short films and all that, and for him to be like, look, I'm doing this action thriller, and then I'm doing this time travel caper, and then I'm doing this buddy comedy movie, and then I'm doing this romance. Like, fuck it, man. Good for him.
Do it.
Good for him.
Do it. Get after it.
Get after it. Get it done. God bless, man. I'm gonna see if he'll put me in one of his things, man. I was gonna ask him
that would wait. If he puts you in that movie, it would take it all the way down to like a
it would take it
movie.
From here to like here easily. There was no movement.
You went down, right?
It was slightly. It's a slight downgrade. But you know what?
Here be like down here now.
Yes. It'd be right here, down here. Anyway, one other thing we just had to talk about because my brain. Which actually, before we get into this one, I do want to preface it with another one.
Okay.
Have you seen the trailer for the upcoming Garfield movie? Yes. Yeah, that's a good reaction. Do you know who's voicing Garfield?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
The guy that voiced Mario.
The guy that voiced Mario. The guy that voiced Lego. The guy that voiced the Guardians of the like.
Wait. Who? Oh, come on, guys.
Chris.
I'm Star-Lord.
Freaking Pratt. Are you kidding me?
No, come on. As soon as I heard that he was voicing Garfield, I was like, Christ.
Look, I love Chris Pratt. I do.
Yes.
I think he's a great actor. I think he's one of the best comedic actors of our time. I really do. Drama, so. But I think he's an incredible actor, incredible comedic talent. But when it comes to voice acting, and I don't know, maybe it's just that I've now, because of this show, I've spent so much time with some incredible voice talent.
Yeah.
People that put their heart and soul, people that use their vocal cords to literally create life and unique characters. So it kind of irks me when it's like you're not trying. You're not. No. It's just, hey guys, I'm Lego guy. What was his name? Forget his name. Kyle? No. I don't know. I'm Lego guy. And then, hey guys, I'm Mario. Hey guys, I'm Garfield. And it's like, there's no variation. You're not even trying. At this point, you're just cashing the checks, showing up. Like, who am I reading for? Doesn't matter. I'm just going to read. Like, he's just reading. Like, he's reading a book.
Well, it's like he threw in his AirPods, hit record on his phone, and is sitting on the crapper reading the freaking dialogue. Give me a break. I'm sorry.
You want some variation. You want something that I don't know, man. I think it's disrespectful to real voice actors. That's all I'm gonna say. I think it's disrespectful for them. That's it.
You remember the Bill Murray Garfield movies, right?
Yes. And
did you know the irony of the
Right, yeah,
crisscross.
it was the whole thing where he thought it was the Farley brothers and the other thing.
Right, but there was also that, and the fact that Alfonso, I can't remember the guy's last name, but he voiced Garfield in the 80s and 90s in the cartoons,
Mm.
and he also voiced Peter Venkman on the Real Ghostbusters. Bill Murray played
then
Peter
voiced
Venkman in
Garfield,
live
yeah.
action, and then he ended up playing Garfield in live action. Yeah.
You guys are
Does anybody want to see my degree in nerdism?
no, listen, and you know, again, like even Bill Murray, he talks about all the time, got into the Garfield franchise purely by accident.
Oh yeah, he
thought it was a Farley Brothers movie,
hard.
and but he had signed a contract, and he was obligated to do it. But you know what? At the end of the day, like his voice, it felt like he tried to do Garfield justice. It really, it did feel like he tried to do it. It just wasn't him just reading dialogue. It was really him trying to bring the character to life. And
Chris Pratt is Garfield. I'm sorry. You know,
and you see they got who his dad is, right? His dad is Samuel Jackson.
Oh, Sam Jackson. Yeah.
Sam fucking Jackson. You know what? Fucking for that, just what's the dog? Opie? Fucking.
Oh yeah, Opie. Yeah.
Like Danny DeVito. Fuck it. Danny DeVito is Opie.
Opie doesn't say anything.
But still, that's my point. That's my fucking point. Is if you're gonna do stupid shit for stupid shit.
No. If you're gonna get somebody that's only gonna say one line throughout the entire movie,
Vin Diesel.
Of course. I am Groot.
I am Opie.
I am Opie.
Yeah, my God. Whatever. I don't know.
Let me put it this way: Sam Jackson's character in this Garfield movie needs to say it at least once. Say what? One more time, motherfucker.
Say lasagna one more time. Anyway, so I brought that up because in a semi-related of is one man doing too much?
Mm-hmm.
There are rumors out there that Marvel may be narrowing down who they want for Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, in the MCU.
I will admit, yes, I've been cast as Mr. Fantastic.
Maybe Ben Grimm. I could give you that with a lot of CGI and prosthetics. Maybe Ben Grimm. So the rumor right now is that Pedro Pascal. You heard that right, because Game of Thrones wasn't enough, and Star Wars wasn't enough, and The Last of Us wasn't enough. And now he has to go to the DC universe, right? He's in the Wonder Woman.
He was in the Wonder
Woman that we tried
84.
to forget. And now for him to be considered for Reed Richards, have we gone too far? Have we gone too far?
Yes,
I think we've gone too far.
You know what's funny? I read an article earlier today about this. It's from IGN, so take that with a grain of salt. But what they were basically saying is, I kind of like the premise was, the MCU's biggest villain now is their deep pocketbooks, and meaning like what they should have done is what they did earlier in the MCU is get a bunch of no names, and they referenced Thor, the first movie, because
Chris Hemsworth
was the only couple of movies anybody knew him from was Star Trek, and then Tom Hiddleston.
For like 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you had Anthony Hopkins, playing the support role, and Natalie Portman. I mean, she was a bankable enough.
Yeah, she was in a couple indie movies. I think they're called. It's something about Wars and Stars or something.
Yes. Black Swan. Yes, that's where she's known from. I've said it time and time again. I think that I don't think you need the big name to draw people to Marvel movies. I don't think you need that at all.
And this is from the IGN article, and maybe I do recall this, but it was damn it. Reservoir Dogs director. Oh my God, I can see his face. Damn it. Old brain.
Not gonna help you.
Pulp Fiction director.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah.
damn
I'm
it.
not
Are
gonna
you
help you.
help me.
Starts with a Q.
Quentin Tarantino.
Hey,
Thank you.
there it is.
Thank you. Quentin Tarantino said the draw for Marvel movies is not the actors, it's the characters.
Mm-hmm.
So get somebody that fits the character. You know, Ben Grimm, you gotta pass with it. It's all gonna be CGI. Johnny Storm, you get a pass with it. Like, we'll go ahead and say 2/3 of the time he's gonna be flamed on, right?
Yeah.
Sue Storm, okay,
Gonna be invisible most of the time.
perhaps. But
I agree. I agree. You don't need you.
No.
I feel. When did it start? Let's take a moment to look back, because look, RDJ, you could arguably movie star, but at the time he was a gamble. He was a gamble when he first got it.
Alcohol and drug problems.
Yeah. So okay. So that Chris Evans was a gamble. He was already Fantastic Four. He was. So they're like, well, he's a little too pretty boy. Whatever. When Sam Jackson, that was Sam Jackson.
Sam Jackson. I mean, but whatever.
I'm trying to think, when was the first time that you thought like, wow, they're really like emptying the pocketbook? You know when I think it was? I'm trying to remember the timeline. It might have been when they signed Benedict Cumberbatch as Doc Strange. I think that was the first one where people were like, whoa, they're like, because then Tilda Swinton or whatever was the ancient one. Like, then it's like, whoa, they really started like, okay, we're gonna, and then you get Jude Law, you get Brie Larson, you start to like really, like star packing these movies. And then by the time Guardians came around, right? Like, yeah, Chris Pratt was well enough known, but Zoe Saldana was established.
Yeah,
Vin Diesel, Bradley Cooper, like these are all people that are well off.
I mean, never mind. My brain.
You're on it tonight, man. You're on it.
Yeah, no. I can see the characters in my hand. IMDb, help me.
Yeah, look, you get Oscar
anyways,
Isaac.
The point of the matter. Yeah, I hear you.
I just think that someone said once, and I loved the quote, that it was like, these characters are more well known than any actor you're going to put there, right? They're 70, 80, 90 years old. They're beloved. Yeah. So don't let the character be the actor. Let the actor be the character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
At least Tom Holland, he was unknown. Actually, in fact, maybe the only Spider-Man that was known prior to taking the role, maybe Tobey Maguire.
I mean, I'd argue even that he was a smaller star prior to that. Yeah. Like, that made his career.
But definitely Andrew Garfield. I didn't know who Andrew Garfield was before he put the webs on.
Small things. Yeah, it just, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, but Hugh Jackman as Logan.
Hugh Jackman, yeah. And everybody that came out of the X-Men movies, none of them were known prior to.
Well, no, that's
Halle
not
Berry,
true.
maybe.
Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart just came off of Star Trek.
Yes, Patrick Stewart. Ian McKellen, sure.
But the rest of them,
yeah.
The core, as you would say, the core X-Men team, except for Halle Berry, the rest of them were.
I like that. That's see, Keith says here, big names should be reserved for support roles. Like Anthony Hopkins in the Thor movie. That's a great.
Or Patrick Stewart as Professor X in the X-Men movies.
Yeah, like that works for me. I can. You could have had Benedict Cumberbatch as the Ancient One, right? He could have been like, with some 8 billion years old, whatever. Anyway, I don't know. So going back, Do I think Pedro Pascal is a phenomenal actor? I do. I think he's a great actor. I think he's a great human being. I think he's a lot of fun to be around. I've watched a lot of his interviews, and he's just a fun guy.
He is a fun guy. Here is the only problem I've got.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He is, I feel, because it seems like for the last year, MCU has been searching for a Reed Richards. And
Mhm.
every actor they've rumored that was going to be in, Reed Richards has eventually not panned out. They tap Pedro Pascal. They basically they reach across the party lines. Psst, Disney, give me Pedro. Give me your lefty, right? But rumor has it that Pedro Pascal will only, from moving on, only be doing voice acting as the Mandalorian.
Yeah, he's not going to do any physical stuff ever again.
So
but The Last of Us is going to take up a lot of his time.
I understand that, but all I'm saying is, like, hey man, like, if you're gonna pull him over the MCU, you got to bring him over to Mandalorian for a face reveal, two more times over the course of the next 25 seasons.
Here's my thing, and I just had this conversation with somebody. When's enough is enough? Like, how much money do you think he's getting from Mandalorian? How much money do you think he's getting from The Last of Us? Do you really need that MCU Fantastic Four money too? Like, do you need all of it? Do you just need just be greedy? Let somebody else have a chance.
But then again, here's the only thing. This is the one thing I was going to say. With the Fantastic Four, they need to do the first family of Marvel right. The first couple, or the first attempt Fox did at the Fantastic Four was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was okay.
It was mediocre.
When they eventually introduced the Fantastic Four, they need to knock it out of the park. And I don't know which way they're going to go. I've heard rumors of the stories, how they're going to do it. Whichever way they go, they need to, like, this needs to be.
I think that's why this is taking so long. I think that's why X-Men, and I think which if you haven't seen the Marvel, so you don't know.
Oh, I do know.
You saw the tease? You saw the
oh, I do know.
credits?
Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? I know. I know.
That's huge.
I know. Huge. Rogue shows up and steals Captain Marvel's powers. Spoiler alert.
That's couldn't be more wrong. But yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to spoil the movie, but yes, I've seen it.
Yeah. So in the comments, Heath says, I'd go so far to say Fantastic Four is as bad as any DC movie. Oof. A Fantastic Four movie has always been dog shit, and it always will. I mean,
no. The Fantastic Four movie that was made in the 90s and was buried by Ike Perlmutter.
That's a whole other thing.
Oh, but the movie that one was actually true to the source material and was better than anything that's come out over the last 30 years from Marvel.
I mean, they were also in spandex. I mean,
they were true. I mean, they did practical effects. So yes, Ben Grimm was a freaking feature.
They did light a guy on fire. They did light a guy on fire.
Yeah, they did. They lit a guy on fire, and he survived to tell the tale. But no, the point of the matter is. But here's the other thing. Okay, great. We're talking about the actual first family of the Marvel universe. The other character they've got to do right is Doc Doom.
You know what? I will argue that it's more important to do Doc Doom right than it is to do Fantastic Four right. I would argue. I think any hero is truly made by their villain.
But here's the thing. Those 5 characters, they're a package deal. Sure. You can't have one without the other. I mean, and there's been rumors of talking about, like, introducing Doc Doom separate from Fantastic Four,
Like
and
the
I'm
way they
like,
did Venom.
yeah. And so, and like, okay, if you want to do something like, I don't know, an origin story, Doctor Doom Origins, and on Disney Plus, great, talking about his, his gypsy origins with a little bit of magic involved because
Yeah.
his mother was a witch, or I forget, was she a witch? She
Something like
dabbled
that.
in,
Yeah.
yeah, she
The
dabbled in the
occult.
magic. Anyways, the point of the matter is, you want to do a Disney Plus like lead in, that's fine, but like,
Got to do it right, man.
you got to do it right. Like Reed Richards and Victor Von Doon were roommates and college rivals.
Point is,
Yes.
it's going to be a while before any of that gets settled because we've got Echo, we've got What If season 2, we've got like so much.
What If season 2? I
Yeah.
can't wait.
We're gonna, which that I want to talk about that next week. There's a whole bunch we're gonna unpack there.
Yeah.
But we got all the movies. We got like there's so much coming. And now we can finally talk about it again. Yay! So anyway, with that, I
Yes.
gotta go. I gotta go. It's been fun.
You gotta poop?
Something like that. Let's do a quick look around the station here. WTF Nation Radio, what we got coming for you all week. Sunday. We've got the sports bar with King and Coach, and they're keeping you up to date with what the latest is happening in the sports world. Monday editions is Ice and Massey bringing you what's going on in the world. They're talking news, discussions, commentary on all the things happening in the world. Tuesdays, right here with sometimes Angry Elf, sometimes Mad Mike. We got Pop Culture Warrior giving you the latest in what's happening in pop culture. Wednesdays is the Smoke Pit. That's Radar and TZ. That's for all you smoking and joking fools, all you E4 mafias, all you lower enlisted. And then you got Sergeant's Time on Thursdays with Ice and Spanky. That's all you big army. That's all you higher senior enlisted folks. Some of us are in, some of us who are out. And then Friday, we've got Friday Night Freedom with Kaz and Pookie, which is an absolutely fun show. That's just the catch-all. It's the junk drawer of the station. That's just where everything left over goes. God bless them. We love them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we've reached the end of another fine edition of Pop Culture Warrior. I want to thank my co-host for the night, the incomparable, the inconsequential, Angry Elf. Eddie, you got anything?
I will be your wingman anytime.
This has been an absolute blast, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'll give you the last few seconds. You sign us off for the night. I'll let you do the sign off. Whatever you feel good about, man.
Eddie. That's all, folks.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Shuts.
Doc! Oh, no! We're too late! We missed it! Oh, jeez, this is heavy. Wait a minute, Doc, I got a time machine. I'm just gonna punch in the coordinates. Pop Culture Warrior, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WTF Nation Radio. Now crank this bad boy up to 88 miles per hour.
Let's see it.